Hi everyone, welcome to our channel. This is a space where we share knowledge about personal growth and self-development through books. Have you ever experienced a day when everything just clicked? Maybe you felt incredibly productive, accomplishing important tasks with great focus and ending the day with a deep sense of satisfaction and no fatigue. Or perhaps you've gotten lost in a book you love, so absorbed in it that time seemed to stop, and you forgot everything happening around you. That feeling of joy and contentment afterward is what psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi calls the optimal experience, or flow. He explains that flow occurs when we're fully immersed in an activity, creating a smooth and uninterrupted stream of thoughts and actions. It's in these moments that our potential is maximized, and we find true fulfillment. Flow is a catalyst for growth and self-improvement. When you can tap into this state of intense focus, you'll discover a more powerful version of yourself. If you're on a journey to enhance and develop yourself, I believe this book will be essential for you. You might be wondering, didn't we already discuss the book Flow? Yes, we did, but today's video is a special edition where we'll dive even deeper into this concept. There are two reasons for revisiting this book. Many of you have requested more insights on how to apply the flow state in daily life. Flow is an outstanding psychological work, a culmination of Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi's lifelong research, so it's worth revisiting multiple times. In our previous video on this book, we briefly discussed how to achieve true happiness. In this video, however, we will focus on how to use the flow state to improve yourself. So, let's get started on this journey of self-transformation through the modern psychological masterpiece, Flow, the Psychology of Optimal Experience. Entering the door of focus, returning to yourself. Jim Kwik, the author of Limitless, conducted a survey and found that most successful executives reported being able to regularly achieve a peak state where their performance was 4 times higher than average. This peak state is none other than flow. In the book, the author mentions an interesting case. A factory worker on an assembly line found his job dull and often daydreamed or worried about unrelated things, like a flat tire or broken home appliances. His lack of focus caused him to lag behind his colleagues, leading to poor performance and pay cuts. In contrast, another worker found joy in his work. Instead of daydreaming, he immersed himself in his tasks, constantly thinking of ways to do them better and faster. Initially, it took him 43 seconds to assemble a component, but through intense focus and practice, he eventually reduced his time to 28 seconds, earning recognition and praise from his superiors. This story illustrates that, even in the same environment, different attitudes toward focus can lead to vastly different outcomes. The worker who could maintain focus entered the flow state and achieved superior results, while the other struggled due to distractions. Focus is the key to unlocking your potential. Russian educator Ushinsky once said, "Focus is the only door to our soul." Everything in your consciousness must pass through focus to deeply enter your mind. This means that focus is the foundation of all psychological activities and brain functions. Without it, you lose connection with your inner self, and without this connection, you won't know your potential, your purpose, or the life you're meant to lead. The chaos in our lives often stems from a lack of focus. Research shows that when we do things without focus, mental entropy, or internal disorder, occurs. This disrupts your mind, weakens your sense of self, and diminishes your effectiveness in learning and working. To counteract this, we need to increase the frequency and intensity of our flow state experiences. The first step in achieving flow is complete focus. The first book I shared on this channel was Deep Work by Cal Newport, followed by Flow. These two books complement each other deeply, with both emphasizing the power of focus. When you train yourself to focus entirely on a task, you'll unlock many areas of your life. You'll enhance your abilities, turning them into irreplaceable skills, and you'll find greater happiness in life. This is not an exaggeration. I've experienced it myself through years of focus training, and I'm here to share what I've learned with you. If you've seen my video on deep work, you'll remember the 4 strategies to achieve deep focus. The rhythmic strategy, set a fixed schedule for deep focus, turning it into a daily habit. For example, dedicate 90 minutes each morning to focused work without distractions, writing down any worries and promising yourself not to think about them during this time. The bimodal strategy, alternate between deep work and shallow work. For example, spend 4 days on intense focus for important tasks and 3 days on lighter, less demanding work. The monastic strategy, like a monk, cut off all contact with the outside world and isolate yourself in a quiet environment to focus entirely on your work. This strategy is often suitable for creative professionals. The journalist strategy, this strategy helps you develop the flexibility to switch into deep focus anytime, anywhere. While it's the hardest to master, it's also the most effective. When you can implement this strategy, your focus will become stronger than ever, allowing you to achieve high performance and live a more fulfilling life. In the past, I found it hard to concentrate when there was noise around me. I needed to lock myself in a quiet space to work or read effectively. However, as my environment changed and I had less time to focus, I realized that training myself to focus in any situation was crucial. Many of you might face similar challenges due to the fragmented nature of modern life. This is why cultivating the ability to focus deeply, no matter the circumstances, is so important. The way I've been able to do this is through mindfulness. Practicing mindfulness in everyday actions, whether it's eating, walking, brushing your teeth, or getting dressed, helps you connect more deeply with each moment. Mindfulness means bringing your awareness to the present moment and fully engaging with what you're doing. I've been following the teachings of Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh, reading his books on mindfulness, and practicing daily. Reminding myself to be mindful in every word and action, even when tired or angry, has allowed me to stay focused on my work. The more you practice mindfulness in daily life, the easier it becomes to concentrate on your tasks, and you'll find yourself experiencing the joy of flow more often. Embrace the flow state and grow. Beyond building strong focus, the second key to experiencing flow is to fully engage in your work. But how do you choose the right tasks? The author explains that flow happens when you're doing something that's neither too easy nor too difficult. If it's too hard, you'll give up; if it's too easy, you'll lose interest. In the book The Power of Habit, it's emphasized that the best learning and growth happen at the edge of your comfort zone. You need to step outside your comfort zone and challenge yourself, but not so far that you feel overwhelmed. This balance allows you to naturally flow through your tasks, making the process enjoyable and rewarding. When you finish, you'll feel a deep sense of satisfaction, not just surface-level happiness. This means that the work you do should be in harmony with your mind and actions. If you force yourself to pursue something that doesn't align with your values, you won't find lasting satisfaction, even if you achieve success. The author warns against chasing greed and material desires, as they won't lead you to the flow state. Instead, choose work that isn't driven by external rewards, but rather offers a challenge that you can fully immerse yourself in. Combine this with deep focus, and you'll find yourself entering the flow state, where time disappears, and you lose yourself in the task. But what if you don't know what you love or can't find your ideal job? In this case, follow the advice from the book The Art of Loving. If you can't change your circumstances, learn to love the work you have. Find joy in every task. Even if you're doing work you don't particularly enjoy, you can still find joy if you approach it with a positive mindset. Stop complaining and start seeing your work as an opportunity rather than a burden. When you focus fully on what you're doing, you can create flow experiences and make the task meaningful to you. Negative emotions like boredom and laziness often come from incorrect beliefs and subjective judgments. By shifting your perspective, you can find joy in almost any task. For example, if you're struggling with a subject like math, start by changing your mindset. Believe that math isn't scary and that you can enjoy it. Visualize yourself as a math expert, and your actions will begin to reflect this belief. This technique is similar to what many successful people use, self-suggestion. By imagining yourself succeeding and reinforcing that belief, you can drive yourself to take positive actions. Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player of all time, used self-suggestion to overcome his height disadvantage and eventually became a legend. Rediscover flow in solitude. Finally, the author highlights the importance of finding flow in solitude. After studying thousands of cases, he concludes that those who can find flow in life can also find joy even in the most challenging situations. One example in the book is a woman in her 60s who lost her husband and lived alone on an isolated island. Initially, she felt overwhelmed by grief and loneliness. But as she began to read, write, and connect with her surroundings, she found a vast spiritual world within herself. This inner journey helped her rekindle her passion for life and fill the void left by her loss. Her story teaches us that solitude can be an opportunity to connect with ourselves and discover flow. In today's world, many people struggle to be alone, constantly seeking distractions. But by learning to embrace solitude and engage in flow activities, you can find peace and fulfillment. In conclusion, flow is the key to unlocking your potential and living a meaningful life. Whether you're in solitude or surrounded by distractions, you can always find ways to enter the flow state and grow. Thank you for listening, and if you found this video helpful, please share it with others. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay updated on our latest content. See you in the next video.